So Smriti ji, are you've been a professional working in the television world, in the film world. I want to ask you, OTT platforms should also be censored, social media should also be censored. You've been an INB minister, journalists should also be censored, news should also be censored. Where do you stand on all of these issues?
I think that since the Ministry of INB is currently formulating some kind of a structure for OTT, it would be a bit unpragmatic for me to speak on it. But I will only say this, and I reiterate what I have said before. Freedom of speech comes with responsibility. The two cannot be divorced from each other. Journalism and censorship might be a reminder of the 1975 era, but it is totally not, we see, functional in a vibrant democracy as ours in the year 2021. There have been many who have covered the news in print, in television, now who do so digitally, who are not fans of Modi. They thrive as much as those who now are not restricted to journalism but have taken positions as those who are policy specialists. The fact that we have a diversity of voices in our country is the vibrancy, is the diversity that we celebrate as citizens. But again, we must do so in the realm of law.
So Smriti ji,
anybody who claims that the law can be thrown away, is doing the greatest disservice to freedom and transparency.
So Smriti ji, I want to ask you, when on social media there is one kind of a narrative, on the other hand we see people from Bollywood, the so-called favorites of the government, the cricket world, all coming out and tweeting in favor of the government, and then people begin to wonder whether this is orchestrated by the government. Whether this is, also...
What do you mean so-called favorites of the government?
But that's what Twitter says, and you would have read all of these.
You will find a photograph of Lata Mangeshkar ji with Nehru ji also.
But is it a coincidence that all of them...
You will find a photograph of Shah Rukh Khan with the Gandhi family also.
पर सब एक साथ सोशल मीडिया पे आकर एक तरह के ट्वीट्स डालते हैं, तो ये एक आपका अपना टूल किट है, लोगों का कहना है. आपके क्रिटिक्स कह रहे हैं, उनको जवाब दीजिए.
भाई, क्रिटिक्स का काम है कहना. आप उनको उनके कहने से वंचित कैसे रख सकती हैं? लेकिन ये कहना कि देश में कुछ विशिष्ट महानुभाव ऐसे हैं जो अपनी जिज्ञासा को, अपने समर्थन को व्यक्त नहीं कर सकते, और अगर उनका मत वो है जो राष्ट्र का मत है और टूल किट वालों का मत नहीं है, तो उनका अनादर हो, ये कहां का न्याय है? You are dividing the narrative between toolkitters and non-toolkitters.
No, the question they are asking is there a separate toolkit from the government or from the BJP? That's the question, in plain words.
That's why I said, Navika, that in plain words, what are the issues that we seek to discuss? If there are farm laws, let's start discussing it clause by clause. If it is the budget, let's start discussing it one budget line after another, one sector after another. But when you are bereft of facts to take a position from, that is when you indulge in these kind of political slurs.
So do you really believe that the Twitter has...
So a healthy democracy is where there is a transparent, healthy debate.
No, but then do you think platforms like Twitter, do you think they are really biased towards a left of center ideology?
I think that the IT minister has more than elaborated on the association between the government and the engagement, let's say, with a social media platform like Twitter. And I may not want to elaborate on it, as I said, because the session is currently on as we are recording this conversation. I will only say this, that those who come, as the IT minister has said, to the country to tap into the consumer base of our nation should not have the belief that they will run the country, should not have the belief that they are here to topple a political narrative. A platform which is authentic to discourse, which is authentic to free speech, is a platform that doesn't choose sides and which works within the realm of law. And the law here is governed and the law here is legislated upon by the Indian Parliament based on the Constitution of India. Anybody who presumes that they can take a position contrary to the Indian law is positioning themselves from a very, very sticky wicket.